BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor, take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward. Society has fed us this lie that real men are to be unshaken and stoic and never ask for help. The emotions are a sign of weakness, but the lie is killing us. It's robbing us of our ability to feel real connection, to love, to have success and prosperity, and most importantly, a peace of mind. One of my biggest shortcomings was unresolved trauma. And instead of facing them, going back into those train of thoughts, what happened, and releasing it, letting go of it. But what if these types of difficult circumstances weren't designed to have hard things happen? By the grace of God, you're able to get through it, to be a testimony and a shining light for someone that might be right in it themselves right now.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Kollman Gearhart. A former athlete and motivational coach, I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
In today's BTB short, I want to tackle a important topic that is going to be geared towards the men that tune in to the BTB Project. Now, don't get me wrong. The women who listen to the project, I'm forever grateful. And I believe there's going to be some good takeaways for you as well. But I want to dive deep into a topic that many men shy away from, including myself. It's one of the most powerful tools that we have. And that's this concept around vulnerability. I believe there's an epidemic in today's society, especially with men, to where many men are suffering in silence because they're master internalizers. They put the weight of their world on their shoulders, want to have all of the responsibility. They want to care for their family, their friends, their relationships. They want to be everything to everyone in a world that is going to weigh on your shoulders. And it hit me the other day because I feel like there's a stereotype out there that men should always be strong and men should never have a bad day or show any sign of weakness, that voicing any sort of life is challenging. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep going. Voicing any sort of insecurity in some cases might be looked down upon. And I want to make sure that that's debunked today. If there's anything that's learned from this podcast, it's if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling not good enough, if you feel this weight of the world that makes you doubt yourself and what you're capable of, this episode's for you. Why do men suffer in silence? Let me ask you something. Have you ever truly felt that weight of the world on your shoulders, but didn't tell anyone? Have you ever sat in a room full of people, laughing, joking, pretending it's fine, while on the inside you feel like you're drowning? I have. and you're not alone. Society has fed us this lie that real men are to be unshaken and stoic and never ask for help. The emotions are a sign of weakness, but here's the truth: the lie is killing us. It's robbing us of our ability to feel real connection, to love, to have success and prosperity, and most importantly, a peace of mind. One of my biggest shortcomings as of recently was unresolved trauma in my life. Now, what is unresolved trauma? It's people, places, or things that have deeply hurt you or impacted you in your life. And instead of facing them and releasing it, letting go of it, there are many times where I wonder why things happened to me the way that they did. But what if these types of difficult circumstances weren't because you're designed to have hard things happen to you? What if it happens so that by the grace of God, you're able to get through it, to be a testimony and a shining light for someone that might be right in it themselves right now? But the most important aspect that I wish I would have tapped into earlier in my life, that I want to really unpack for you today as the listener, is this understanding of vulnerability. What if I told you that vulnerability isn't a weakness? What if I told you that it's actually the foundation of strength? The strongest men that I've ever come across in my life aren't ones that are pretending to have it all together. They're the ones that are actually talking about their own struggles, talking about facing their fears head on, and have the courage to say something like, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to learn. Vulnerability is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be on your built to be journey. It's the key to deeper relationships, greater opportunities, and living a life that actually feels fulfilling. Not just because it looks good on the outside, but because it actually makes you feel whole. It makes your heart beat a little bit faster. It makes you feel confident and relaxed enough to take a deep breath and understand that your life is pretty remarkable. There are three key attributes with vulnerability, how it can be channeled to help you live an extraordinary life. And I want to make sure that we hone in on these so that we can apply them ourselves in our individual lives. So, how do we lean into this? How do we break this silence and this complete and utter false narrative that vulnerability is a weakness? The first step is you got to start mastering your inner world. As a former athlete and as a dude, I often find myself thinking that, well, if I go run that extra mile or if I go lift more of those weights, that's going to be the way that I galvanize myself to take on life circumstances. Now, there is some truth to doing hard things and pushing your body to the next level as a way to protect yourself from those difficult challenges that you go through in life. But truthfully, I'm talking more about emotional intelligence. What's happening between your ears? Emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about understanding them, managing them, and using them to grow. I'm going to say that one more time. Emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about understanding them, managing them, and using them to grow. Let's tie that to an action step. Start journaling. I just had this conversation the other day with my son. There are actually two types of journals that you should keep in your life: a journal that you write in that you keep, and a journal that you write in to where when you're done writing, you rip out those pages, you crumple them into a ball, and you throw them in the trash. So, what are some journaling opportunities that you should keep? Your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, the things that make you tick, the things that make you excited about waking up in the morning. As you're writing and monologuing those types of thoughts onto your pen and paper, you're creating a reality within your mind before the physical outcome, but it fuels the physical outcome. That's something that's been proven time and time again, that our thoughts are ultimately going to be our actions. So understand those opportunities that you have. And then the other journal where you're throwing those pages away, that's the fear, the self-doubt, the insecurity, all the things that you've been silent about. If it's still hard for you to talk about them, write them down. Write them in a way that makes you understand the pain that caused you, that it makes you understand how challenging it was. But after you write it down, discard it, let it go. Let it be something that's happened to your life, but it doesn't define your life. Being able to journal and have your thoughts on paper is a tool to build self-awareness and process emotions in a healthy way. Let's be honest here, guys. Like, to be able to process your own emotions between your own ears isn't always the healthy way. It can be incredibly challenging. But writing them down and having those thoughts be articulated elsewhere is pretty powerful. So here's the challenge. The next time you're struggling, tell someone, a friend, a mentor, a partner. Just say, I'm going through something and I could use your perspective. Option 2 to that challenge: if it's hard to talk to someone, write it down with the promise that after it's written and after it's worked on and after you're sitting in those thoughts, and as you work through it yourself, that it will be something that you can feel comfortable enough to then bring to someone to talk about it. The second attribute when it comes to men suffering in silence and how to overcome it is authenticity. As men, we often wear a mask of a perception of how we want people to perceive us. We want to look like we have it all together. We want to look like we have this amazing life and all the bills are paid and we're going on these exotic vacations and driving the exotic cars, and it becomes very materialistic. Ultimately, that mask, as it comes down and when we become powerful as men, is when that authenticity is fumigating today's world. The strongest men in the room aren't typically the loudest or the most confident. It's the one who isn't afraid to be himself. There are some serious leaders out there that I've seen absolutely impact a room by not showboating who they are and what they've done, but they're simply just present. They're simply themselves. They're not afraid that their lowest of low or their highest of high is going to create this judgmental platform. They're actually present in the moment, engaging people because they have nothing to hide. So how can you apply that to your life? Think of it this way. The next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to say what you think people want to hear. Instead, speak your truth. There are hard truths out there sometimes that people need to desperately hear. Share your real thoughts and feelings. You'll be surprised on how freeing that is when you're speaking what's deep down on the inside. Stop chasing after this external validation. Your worth is not your job title. It's not your bank account. It's how many people think, or how many people think you're successful. It's in who you are when no one's watching is what needs to come to light. Have that be the beacon of light that you're taking into every single aspect of your life. Next is, as men, we feel like we always have to be the problem solvers, right? We always have to be the ones that figure it out, don't ask for a helping hand, and just kind of muscle our way through it. Well, being a perpetrator of that mindset and how it's absolutely crushed me, one of the biggest attributes that I can't stress enough is have the courage to seek help. You do not have to do life alone. The strongest men that I've ever come across ask wise men are seeking counsel. No one climbs mountains alone. They have guides, they have support, they have a team constantly around them to navigate the ins and outs of that descent. Why in the world are the best climbers having that type of support around them when we're just trying to navigate life? We don't want that same support. Remember the mission of the BTB Project. It's to do it in community. It's not for men to suffer in silence. It's for men to thrive and to share and to have those vulnerabilities spark and ignite opportunity in anyone's life that's tuning in. So here's the bottom line, gentlemen. The life that you want, the strong relationships, the fulfilling career, the peace of mind, it all starts with you. It starts with your willingness to be vulnerable, to get off the mask, to stop being in the corner, isolated from the opportunities that you have in your life. It's to be real. It's to take action. Silence might feel safe. It might feel like it's a comfort. But if you're anything like me, silence can be a ball and shackle that's connected to your ankle that literally keeps you exactly where you want to be. I don't quite understand sometimes why life has to have these moments to where we're so stubborn, we're so set in our ways, that we're not willing to take action. I fully understand that vulnerability might feel scary, but vulnerability is freedom. As you're speaking vulnerability into the world, your own struggles, you're actually stepping into greatness. Because the world doesn't need more men pretending to be perfect. It needs men who are bold enough to be real. Listen, if this BTB short about men suffering in silence, how to embrace vulnerability, how to take off the mask, if it impacted you, do me a favor and like and subscribe to the BTB Project. I am so grateful for all the audience members out there who are also tuning in to my YouTube channel, the BTB Project. 74% of you that are streaming those videos on YouTube are not subscribers. And it would really help me out with the content that I'm putting together and the speakers that I'm bringing on board. It would really help me out for you to like and subscribe. I'm here for you. And I'm so thankful to be on this journey with you. As men, let's continue to prepare for battle. Let's take action. Let's embrace our vulnerability. And more importantly, let's do it in community. As always, I'm proud of each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.